Hi, my name is Laura Harvey and I'm a speech pathologist at Dr. Early Intervention. Today we're going to be talking about a language stimulation strategy to help your child start making requests. So the first thing to think about is where your child is at now, because where your child is now is going to help you decide what your goal is. So if your child doesn't understand that they need to make requests or that they have to communicate to get what they want, your goal might just be for them to understand and be able to use a gesture to ask for something. If your child can use gestures to ask for things, your goal might be for them to use a word. If they can use one word, your goal might be to use 2 words. And if they can use 2 words, it might be for them to use phrases and sentences. So, how to help your child start making requests? First, you have to think about their motivation. What do they care about? They're not going to be asking for broccoli. Chances are they'll be asking for things that they're motivated by. So we need to think about how to help use their motivations to give them an opportunity to talk. So, for example, a child might be interested in asking for their car. Now, you might have the car and they would say, well, they might not say anything, but they may indicate to you they want the car. You would hold the car up to your eyes and say, car, car. And then you would wait to give them an opportunity to say car or use a gesture. So once you've given them an opportunity, you then make a judgment call. Are they getting frustrated or are they going to put up with you modeling it a few more times? You might say again, car. And they might go, yeah, that's my car, give it to me. And at that point, you would just hand it over. So what you're doing is you gave the word, you modeled the word so a child knew what word they were expected to say. You gave them an opportunity to say it, and then whether or not they did, you're going to give it to them anyway. If they had said car, you would give it to them really quickly, straight away. If they look like they're about to say it, you might say car, give them another chance, and then give it to them anyway. So the important thing is to find what they're interested in, hold it up to your eyes so they know that they need to talk to you, not just talk to the car. Hold up to your eyes, model the word you want them to say, and then give them an opportunity to say it. Then hand it on. It is really important that communication doesn't become a battle. Say your child doesn't have any words yet. What could you do to help them? If your child doesn't have any words and you're helping them make a request for bubbles, for example, you might use one word and combine a gesture. We often use keyword sign to help children. So we would use the word more, for example, and say more. So your child is facing you, you're using the gesture more and saying more to give them the opportunity to know how to communicate for more bubbles. If your child is using the word more, you might say more bubbles. More bubbles? More bubbles? Oh, sure, I can give you more bubbles. So more and bubbles together for a 2-word phrase. If your child is saying more bubbles, you'll then go, I want bubbles. I want bubbles. You can see we've chosen versatile words. So you want to avoid using nouns as much as possible because a child knowing the word bubbles is not as helpful as knowing the word more, because bubbles is only related to bubbles. The word more can be related to more milk, more bubbles, more toys, more tickles. There's a lot of times in which they can use the word more, but not so much with bubbles. So if you're thinking about target words to help your child start talking, you'd be thinking about things like go, stop, done, finished, want, I want, no more, mine. All these words that really matter to a child. A child is more likely to learn the word no before they learn the word yes. So these are relatively important in the big scheme of things for your child. So think about what they need to say, not just think about words like shapes and colours. They're not as generalisable, they're not as helpful. How to help your child practice requesting in different activities. The best way to practice requesting is when you're doing it with something that disappears. So things that disappear are bubbles, food, and well, things like balloons disappear when you let them go. But essentially, if you find something where your child needs your help, so they might be wind-up toys, spinny toys, toys that need you to do a particular code, they are great ones to practice requesting with. Things to consider is your child's motivation. They can get frustrated being asked to request all day, as I can imagine you probably would too. So make sure their work is worth the effort. A child might not decide it's worth requesting for every single M&M, but they might decide it's worth requesting if they get 4. So you know your child best, judge it on what your child is motivated by, and try and get as many requests as possible. Other great tips and tricks would be to put your child's toys in boxes, clear boxes, out of their reach. Have a clasp on it, have it somewhere up high, away where they can't get to their toys unless they ask you to help open the box. This is a keyword sign for open. Open is another really good word to practice because it is so versatile. So find things that they need you for, give them a little bit at a time to keep them asking. Another really helpful trick is to always present as if you want to give it to them. Okay, children can tell if you're making them talk, whereas if you're just a little bit confused. So if a child's asking me for help to open a box, for example, and they're going, they're banging on the box going, I'm like, do you want it open? Open? And I've got this wide-eyed look of expectation, my eyebrows are up, I'm there to say, I'm here and I'm ready to help you. That is very different from if I was saying, you want it open? You need to say open. Say open and then I'll open it for you. Very, very different. Okay, thank you for watching that video all about helping your child learn to request more. There were lots of strategies mentioned in there, so what I'm going to do over the next few weeks is put together videos breaking down each of the strategies and explaining them in more detail. That what you just saw was a big summary, so there's lots of information. Well done for getting through it. Things to take away from today is that set achievable goals for your child. Think about where they're at and think about one step further. When you're teaching your child to request, use things that are motivating, that they care about, and make sure you model. This is teaching, not testing. Well done, guys. I think you're doing a fantastic job looking into research and finding out information about how you can help your child. If you have questions, you're probably not the only one, so please write them in our comments below and we will answer them, and if they are big questions we will make a video about them with a more comprehensive explanation. My name is Laura. I'm from Early Intervention, and we look forward to making more videos for you soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye.